Germany recently, which are some of the largest in decades. You will probably already have noticed the extent to which modern forest practices interfere with the tree's ability to recalibrate. But there is hope. Forests return quickly and vigorously when they are allowed to grow back on their own. All we need to do is to accept that we cannot create forests. The best we can do is to set out plantations. A better way for us to help trees is to step aside and allow natural reforestation to take its course. If we maintain an appropriate level of humility about our abilities and optimism about the power of nature to heal itself, the future can be one thing above all: green. Part 1. The Wisdom of Trees. Chapter 1. When Trees Make Mistakes. In hot, dry summers, trees have big problems. They cannot escape to the shade, and they cannot take a sip of water to cool themselves down. Indeed, they cannot react quickly in any way. And because they are so slow, it's all the more important for them to choose the right coping strategy. But what is the right strategy? And what happens when a tree makes a mistake? I had a ringside seat to observe this from the academy I established in Vershofen, in the German state of Rhineland-Palatinate, to educate people about forests and help support struggling forests around the world. One side of North Street is lined with horse chestnuts. In the dry summer of 2020, the horse chestnuts behaved much like many trees in Europe that year. Their leaves began to take on the colors of fall in August, which is far sooner than normal. Horse chestnuts have been having a particularly challenging time in many parts of Europe for years. Shortly before 2000, horse chestnut leaf miners advancing northward reached the trees in Vershofen. These small, light brown moths are native to Greece and Macedonia, the horse chestnut's original homeland. Up until the moth's arrival, like many other imported plants, the horse chestnuts in Vershofen had been leading charmed lives. Although the ecosystems in countries like Germany are not perfect for these trees, it really is a bit too cold for them this far north, nevertheless, our chestnuts settled in nicely. The parasites that plagued them back home had not yet made it to the tree's new location, and being slightly colder in winter was a small price to pay for a life without leaf miners. Then, about 40 years ago, things started to change. That was when the moths began to follow their prey north, and eventually they too arrived in Vershofen. Leaf miners do just as their name suggests. The caterpillars mine tunnels in leaves. The female moths lay their eggs on the surface of the leaves, and after they hatch, the caterpillars eat their way inside. Small brown wavy lines show where the moth babies have been happily chowing down. Happily, because living inside a leaf offers good protection from hungry birds. The mined sections of the leaves dry out, and the caterpillars continue to eat. As summer progresses, the foliage looks increasingly ragged, especially as the first round of egg-laying is often followed by a second. The leaves on the trees along North Street were therefore already damaged when, after several hot days, the drought settled in. In a situation like this, chestnuts react just as all trees do. They shut down photosynthesis and wait. The trees have even less of an idea than we do of how long a dry period like this might last, and therefore it makes sense for them not to panic right away. The tree's first response is to close the millions of tiny mouths, the stomata, located on the undersides of their leaves. Trees use these tiny mouths to breathe, just like we do, and just like us, trees expel water vapor with every breath. The water vapor cools their